Last time I was at a TEDx, I started my talk with a hockey stick. So for this time, I had to come with something even more original. Hey, thanks. So I called up Katrien van Beurden. Katrien van Beurden has a theatrical company called Troep Courage, great name. And with about 30 masks, she travels all over the world telling stories, making play, and having fun while doing so. So I called her up and I said, I want to borrow one of your masks, and can I play? And she said, hell no. You know that it takes like 3 or 4 years of acting classes and whatnot to learn this. So I pledged, and I pledged again, and I threw in all the enthusiasm I had in me. And then she said, okay, well, let's make it into an experiment. Let's make it into a prototype. I give you one mask, and I give you Fiep. Fiep is my director for tonight. She's a student from the theater company, so she will sometimes maybe yell a little bit. So let's go. It was a tryout, eh? It was a tryout. We don't grow old because we stop playing. We stop playing, and then we grow old. So it's very important that you keep play in your life. Play is the resource of creativity. And it's so important for play because it helps you to be curious. It helps you to be foolish. It helps you to just try out something that you've never done before. My name is Irene Koel, Raphael already told you. And I worked in 30 years in commercial creativity. And I changed my life 10 years ago, changing that in social creativity, because I believe that in social issues, there's a lot of play necessary. Let me take you back 33 years ago. I was working at a big marketing creative agency, advertising, big clients, small clients. And I was sitting with my boss, Walter, I was 33, and I asked that question, what is my best quality? What is my talent? And he thought a little bit. I was hoping he would say, you're a great strategic thinker. You are a great client handler. You can write excellent. And he said, you are very enthusiastic. Enthusiastic? Come again? I was born enthusiastic. It's my second name. In the crib, I was enthusiastic. So that's nothing new. I didn't study my ass off for being enthusiastic. I didn't work 60 hours a week and then hear from my boss, you're very enthusiastic. I was furious. And he said, no, don't worry. That's not what I mean. I said, quiet. That's not what I mean. I think enthusiastic is a very good core quality. It is the best thing that you bring to the office. When you are enthusiastic, telling about our concepts, telling about the ideas, the clients eat everything. They buy everything. You nudge them into new areas. All the ideas that you present, being so enthusiastic about it, they see it and they start believing it. And your ideas get, therefore, into reality. Good pitch, but still, I wasn't really convinced, of course. Enthusiastic. So I started to Sherlock Holmes the shit out of being enthusiastic. What is it? Why is it important? How can you train that? Is everybody enthusiastic? And I found out, yes, okay, when you are enthusiastic and when you bring something with gusto, then you help people to believe in it. And you bring them along and you nudge them into new areas. So that helps. And I looked more and more, and then I find out that people who are born a little bit more enthusiastic, like I was, also nurtured by the family I grew up in, I learned that those people are most of the times the jester in the group. The jester in the group. And then, I mean, you probably know the Joker. The Joker is from that card game. You know, when you want to prank someone, and it's more the trickster, that's the Joker. But the jester is the one who was in the 15th century and medieval courts. He was the one telling the truth to the king and not getting killed. He was the entertainer at the courts, telling stories. He's what we would now say the stand-up comedian. The stand-up comedian telling the truth, telling the absurdities that were going on in the system, telling the trends in the society, and also be sometimes the mirror for the king, telling what foolish he was, or what kind of things he does, what is stupidity, without getting killed. So it was some sort of a signal function, but he also was a great innovator. He also was the one who were looking for new ways, who was always into curiosity. Yes, and what can we do? How can we make it better? How can we play? So that's the jester. And I think everyone is a jester. Everyone should be a jester, even now, and especially now, in these times. Just an example. Half a year ago, I was invited in Brabant, the south of Holland, and I was invited by 20 entrepreneurs working in the agricultural sector, farmers. 10 pig farmers, 5 dairy farmers, 5 vegetable garden farmers, 2 horse breeders, bunch of them, 20 people. And I was there, driving with my Swedish Electra's car all the way from Woke, Amsterdam, and have there a whole day talking about creativity and innovation. Had my PowerPoint all plugged up, very fabulous, of course, very highly intelligent PowerPoint, all set. And I was starting, fired up, trying to change them, change the world, into the transition, huppakee. And then I saw that it was like a blank. They were a little bit aggressive. They were asking me all kinds of questions, what I was doing, and it wasn't right. I immediately sensed very negative energy, and my energy completely drained. I was gone. So I did what I didn't think about it, but I made this face. I did to them. In Brabant, eh? They completely blanked also, and they were like, who is this? What's happening here? And I also did again, and I was a little bit silent, and I said to them, I think I need a hug first before I go any further. And they started to laugh a little bit. And someone in the back said, yeah, Monique, you were a bit harsh on her. She's all the way from Amsterdam. So I said, let's have coffee first. Let's have coffee. Let's reunite. And we talked a bit. And actually, one of the farmers gave me a hug. And we had a dialogue. We had a lot of fun. We started to connect. We started to co-create. I started to listen, which is also very important. And we had great conversation. And also, power solutions at the end of the day. And they asked me to send me my PowerPoint to them. And when we were hooking up again somewhere, do we see you again? Oh. So when I drove back in that Swedish electric car, I was exhausted, but I also thought, what did I do wrong here? And what I did wrong, of course, I didn't bring in my jester at the first. I wasn't making the connection. I wasn't fooling around and playing around first. Listening. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you have to listen twice as much as that you talk. So I learned from that a little bit, being the jester. And I believe also in this time that the jester is important in every role. You should have one in every board. You should have one in every government, maybe, and every country, and also in yourself, maybe in your family or wherever. Find a jester and play and start playing. For the also listening and everything that I've learned now in this 10 years, because I've changed from more the commercial stuff, more the societal stuff, it's tougher. There's a lot of transitions going on, and creativity and play is crucial. And I just want to give you one big lesson that I've learned, next to the others maybe, I hope. It's the 20-40-40 rule. If you have a project, a transition project, and it is for every project, by the way, you should put all your effort and time for 20% in the strategic thing, in the theory, in the reports, consultancy reports, research. 40% of that time and energy you should invest in culture, in the team, in getting the right people on the right time, having fun with each other, know who is doing what, play. And 40% of your time should be going to operational excellence, implementation, and having fun with that too. Because you need a lot of time and effort there too. And often, the division is wrong. Everybody spends a lot of time at the first, and then they throw it over, and the implementation, there's less money and less time, and certainly less fun. So that's my lesson. And if you want to grow your own jester, become one, I have also a big tip. What I do, when I go to the groceries, I always pick 1 or 2, depends a little bit, and I start a conversation with someone that I don't know at all, without picking them up. It's a completely legal thing. I look in their grocery. I look at the groceries and I ask, oh, is it nice? How do you cook this? Is there a recipe? Or do you like it? And it's nice if you have the effort see if you can make someone smile. You are amazed what happens. Sometimes you meet someone again at the parking lot, waving at you. 2 weeks ago, a woman rolled down her window for the car and said, "Thanks for the nice chat. You made my day." How easy is that? There she is again. So that's basically my talk for you today. I hope you start playing. And I hope you start playing, and then I also hope that you grow very, very old, like me, but playfully. Thank you.